is Kristen of the Oosterhout Free Library, and as you can see behind me, there's a castle. And the story that I'm going to share with you today features a castle, a giant, a young boy, and some magic beans. Do you know which tale that is? It's Jack and the Beanstalk. So today I'm going to share that tale with you, discuss the science behind Jack and the Beanstalk, and you'll even get to grow your own beanstalk. Now, first, there are a lot of different versions of Jack and the Beanstalk, but basically, it starts like this.
Jack and the Beanstalk. Once there was a young boy named Jack who lived with his mother, and they were very poor. They had only one thing left in the world, and that was their cow, Bessie. Jack's mother told him that he would have to sell her to get some money, so Jack did as he was told. Suddenly, an old man appeared in front of Jack. He offered to buy Jack's cow, and Jack asked him, "Well, what could you pay me with?" And the old man said, "Well, I have nothing but these bag of beans. But these beans are magical beans." Magic? So he took them out and poured some in his hand. "Oh boy," said Jack, "I can't wait to get home and show my mother." So he traded with the old man and went back home. Jack's mother was not happy about this trade at all. In fact, she was so unhappy she threw the beans right out the window. That is, after she gave Jack a stern talking to. The next morning, Jack was surprised to see a giant beanstalk growing right outside his window. So of course Jack had to go up and explore. And inside the castle, Jack saw a hen that laid golden eggs. And a magical golden harp. Jack was amazed by all these things, but then he heard stomping. Fee-fi-fo-fum. It was a giant, so quickly Jack hid. The giant sat down to eat some dinner and then did his favorite thing, which was counting money. This also made the giant very sleepy. So Jack ran out as fast as he can with the goose and the magical harp while the giant was still sleeping. That was until the harp made some noise. The sleeping giant woke up and came after Jack. The giant almost reached him until he heard a sound. It was Jack's mother chopping down the beanstalk. And Jack hurried down the beanstalk just in time for his mother to chop it down and prevent the giant from chasing after him. The end.
Now, that was the basic version of Jack and the Beanstalk. There are many other versions because it is one of the oldest fairy tales. There's also some really fun new retellings of Jack and the Beanstalk. I'm going to include in the description box below a link to some of those that you can check out from our library, including Jack and the Beanstalk and the French fries. I recommend that one. But now let's get to the science that you could find in Jack and the Beanstalk. And let's start with the beanstalk, of course. Now what you're going to do is grow your own beanstalk. What do you need to grow a beanstalk? You might be thinking you're going to need seeds and soil or dirt and some water and sunlight, and you'd be right. But did you know that you could grow a beanstalk using dried beans that you might have in your kitchen right now? That's right, beans like kidney beans, lima beans, or I have some great white northern beans. They will all grow and sprout given the right conditions. And what's cool about beans, and yeah, I said it, cool beans, is that they know when the conditions are right. So they know not to grow if they're sitting in a bag in your kitchen, but they know if they have some moisture and water and sunlight that they can begin to grow. Let's take a closer look at the life cycle of a bean right now.
A bean's life cycle starts when the seed is planted. The seed requires sunlight, water, and nutrients. Those nutrients are stored right inside the bean. Isn't that cool? Next is germination, and the seed starts to grow roots. Then it becomes a seedling, and it has roots and a short stem. The seedlings need water and sunlight to grow. And next, the seedling becomes a flower, and the flower produces the beans that humans can eat. The flowers produce new seeds, and the cycle starts again. Pretty cool.
Now, when a bean plant grows underground, you don't get to see the cool root system. So today we're going to grow it in a bag. That way you'll get to see when it sprouts how the roots and the primary root and the secondary root will develop. So what you're going to need is a Ziploc bag and a paper towel that is very moistened, but not dripping, because you don't want it to get too wet. If it gets too wet, the bean will not sprout. It'll get moldy, it'll be yucky, and it won't sprout. So you can also use any beans that you might have in your house. I have some white beans here. And you're going to want to put it into the bag and seal it up, but leave a little bit of space at the end. And this is to ensure that it doesn't get too much moisture in there, so that it'll help it sprout. So I also have a printable topper in the description box below, or you can pick one up at the library. Just give us a call to make arrangements, like I said. You can write your name on there. You can write the type of bean that you're planting, because you might want to experiment with different beans that you have. And then the date then you get started. Now here's a tip. You're going to want to soak the bean at least 12 hours or overnight, and that'll help speed up the germination process. So you're going to find a sunny window in your house, but maybe not direct sunlight the entire day, just so that it gets enough sunlight to help it to grow, and it'll wake it up until it's time to start. So you're going to tape it up to the window, and then every so often check on it. Make sure that the little paper towel isn't dried out. Make sure that it isn't too wet. Maybe you'll want to open up and get a little bit more air in there. And then pretty soon you'll start to see it grow. Let's take a look at this time-lapse video of some, well, they're not magical beans, but it is kind of magical to see them grow right before your eyes. Well, I hope you have fun experimenting. Maybe you'll try different types of beans. Maybe you'll try different types of windows, ones with more sun, ones with less sun. Let us know what you find out by sending us a picture, an email to childrens@luzernlibraries.org, and you'll get bonus points for your summer reading mission. Have fun!